Hello, today we will continue our tutorial about AngularJs. Will be part 3, and we will talk now about function and how it's possible to assign function to clickable and not limited to clickable element, in other words, to any elements. So let's create, in our class person, let's create a function. Let it be anonymous, and the verb is anonymize, probably. So we'll say public, and it will be and let this function do not accept any parameters for now. We will talk later how to bind parameters to function, and we will have this example. I'm not sure that will be in this lesson. And let it be that this anonymized function it change a real person name to hidden. So we will use this. We can. So this is the best practice, is actually to store this in order not to think about inside a function, if we do any complicated parameters, what this means. So we will say var self is equal to this, and now we always sure that self means our class, our person. And let's say that would be self and name, and it will be equal I also started to write to repeat this mistake, and this is probably the most frequent errors, which is done by people who went with object-oriented programming. Definitely we strive to use property notation, but it is a function, so you have to remember this. And let it be name property will be anonymous. I'm not sure. Yeah, probably I spell it correctly, but if I made a mistake, I'm sorry. And we have this function. So we see that it is compiled to JavaScript, to prototype, and now we will return to our view, to our HTML file. And let's go to the end of the file, and here we will just enter input, and it will be type, it will be button, and value will be height name. And now we will use our AngularJS main function. This is data bind, and it will be equal. And now we will bind to not text or value properties, but we will be bound to the click. Come on. And name of the function will be I guess I didn't make any mistake, and we close our okay, and yeah, and that's it. So we can now start, and if we do everything correctly, we should see this in action. So you will see in the first paragraph that Jane is bound, and also our computed property is Jane, and if I press hide name, both of them I change it to anonymous. So this is like very easy way to use data binding without any parameters, but we will talk about parameters probably in the next lessons. So besides this, what I found, there are a lot of property with which we can bound, and one of them, let's create in this way. Let's create, for example, checkbox, and checkbox, this is a boolean property, and we can bind its checked state also to the object, car-observable object. So first of all, let's create a property type of boolean. It will be person, for example, is minus maybe is programmer, is it's JavaScript, it's property, it's a camel case, is programmer, and we will put a type, and it will be knockout observable, and in type will be bool. Right, and it will be initially equal to car observable. Don't forget about this notation, and let be true. So we have this property, it's observable. Now we can go to our view, and here we can, before a button, we can create BR, and it will be input, will be type, will be checkbox, and we wouldn't need to put any property. We will be data by up. IntelliSense very good works for AngularJs, but for knockout, this data binding is absent in Visual Studio. So it will be equal, and we will put it checked property, and we will put to our property on our class is programmer. Okay, its property will be changed, but right now is not possible to see what whether property changed on the model. So we can do like this. When the property is true, we want this button to be enabled, but if this checked checkbox is unchecked, we want the button to be disabled, in disabled states. In this case, we are comma, we should define another bind and enable, and we will bind to the same property. Is programmer, and when the program will be executed initially, we should have our button disabled, but when we click, okay, what? It's initially true. Oh yeah, I set it to true. Yep. But if sorry, this is my hotkeys tutorials. But if I uncheck it, we can see that our model changes, and because enabled property is bind to our property is programmer property, this button is disabled, so we cannot click on it, but we can do it when this one is checked, and everything works. And if we turn it off, it will be disabled. So this is how to bind function, mainly with a click. It is not limited to only to button or any like checkbox clickable elements. It is possible to do a data binding to span or anything else. And also in this lesson we saw how to bind Boolean property, check it or uncheck it, to the checkbox, and another element is radio button, which is usually bound to the observable property AngularJs. And this is our TypeScript file. So this is our third lesson. We will have the fourth, where we will talk about how to pass parameters. If this function, for example, we want to pass parameters from user input, for example, and have some logic. And also we will see how to bind with collections, because it is probably the most useful, especially we will use it when we are making AJAX call and get back JSON data. We need to populate it to collection and show us on the page. In AngularJS, this is a very good approach to show collections data on the page. Thank you. Bye.